quote unquote allegations are consistent because she just keeps going everywhere around the shit, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like we just exposing that shit because it's literally right here. Down to it, you was folding clothes on the floor,
Mhm.
clean clothes, you put them on the floor and you were
I'll,
folding them.
Yeah, he
I'll do
says
you one better. Wait a minute. I'll do
Let's
you
be
one
fucking
better.
for real.
I'll do you one better. She says
Mm.
when they ask her if Rashad tells her anything after the ordeal, she says no. He didn't say anything. But
right.
But
then
then
he
she told me
says
that story that he
but
did.
then he says that he would be mad. I mean Dark Shell would be mad that if you know what I
Uh,
mean. So it's like again, there's so many contradictions. She
yeah,
double talks herself so many times,
like
bro.
yeah, that's true. And then like they asked her was she sitting down at first. She said yes, and then they switched to like, but you were sitting down, and she said yes, and he came and sat down on the floor with her, like, you know,
That
what
Mhm.
was it? Was you standing up or was you sitting down? It's kind of like she just agreed with whatever she don't really know. She just,
Mhm.
you know,
She just keeps saying yes, ma'am,
but
and
with
she not really even
in total,
knowing.
But yeah,
basically.
man, we still do encourage everybody. Like, listen to us, listen to the notes that we have, but do your own discernment. Pull these transcripts up and take a look for yourself. Look through these things for yourself, bro.
We
Like,
about to
it's
get to
there, bro.
dark shells part. We about to get to her ass.
Mm,
We ain't gonna talk too much about the minor,
yeah.
and that's what we gonna call her ass. So, hold on, y'all. Her
The
story is
whom is
definitely
main
not
concern.
consistent. She says so many different things. I'm trying to go to
Hold
it,
up,
but
what page we got, guys?
I don't know. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to go to dark shell shit so we can just
Oh,
get because we ain't finna keep talking about the minor. I mean, we're gonna talk about her, but you know,
All right, let me see if I can.
because we still trying to like summarize because we all the way in like page 600 and something, you know. So we trying to kind of summarize them it for them so they kind of know what's really going on with this
I mean,
shit.
was that the entire that was the entire cross examination for the minor?
I mean not the whole thing, but pretty much we still want to summarize.
Yeah,
We
I was
have a
about
lot to
to
summarize.
say that was a pretty good gist, but
Okay,
let's see, cause I
dark
know
shell.
yeah.
you got it.
Yeah, I'm going to it right now. Okay, we just gonna say a couple. So 126.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware that you have a pending criminal case in Barrow County for
Right
misdemeanor
there.
theft or misled property? Yes. Okay, and mind you, this is dark shell, y'all. Okay, and are you aware that you have a pending criminal case in Walton County for financial transaction card fraud? Yes. Okay, and are either one of those cases related to this child molestation case in any way? No. Okay, and have you discussed any kind of deal with the state in those cases in exchange for your testimony in this case? No. Do you expect to get any kind of deals in those cases because of your testimony in this case? No. Are you testifying here today because you think it will help you in those cases? For my daughter. Or why are you testifying for my daughter? Okay, and Miss Smith, you mentioned your daughter. Do you have any children? Yes. Who are your children? Okay, I'm not gonna say all her kids, whatever. She's giving the ages. Who is Zaza's father? Rashad White. Okay, and do you see Rashad White in the courtroom today? Yes. Okay, whatever. Um, okay, they met in Megadon Studios. They both did music. We're not really gonna read all this because it's like, okay, this is minor shit, whatever. Mm. Mm. Okay, she felt like he was flirting. She felt like he was attracted to her. They eventually developed a romantic relationship. She confirmed. That was maybe a month later. Did they start dating? Yes, I guess so. Or did you guys start dating? Can you tell us about that? It was kind of weird because when I met him, he was staying at the studio, but like it's like he came to my house and never left. Okay, so it was like weird. Like it was like you were put in a predicament. Then later on, it turned into a relationship. So it was weird. It's really something. It was not really something I was going for. Okay. And if that makes sense, so are you saying he moved in with you before y'all actually had a romantic relationship? Yes. Okay. Did you invite him to move in with you? No. Did you tell him to leave? Yes. I did want him to leave. Yes, I told him in the beginning. He never left though. Okay, when that was that he moved in with you, it was like he came to he was doing music still. It was like I went home to check on something and literally he never left my house. Like he was sitting there talking about the music. I had a good friend come over to actually give me a contract for music at the same time and it was like he never left. Okay. There was always an excuse. Do you remember what year that was? 2017. All right. And where were you living at the time? Snellville. Okay. And did you and Mr. White have a son together? Yes. Who was that? Zaza White. And what year was Zaza born? 2019. So at that point, were you and Mr. White boyfriend and girlfriend? Yes. Mm. Okay. Was that apartment in Barrow County? Yes. And when did you move there? It was at the end of 2020. I want to say January 6th, 2020. So at the beginning of 2020 or 2020. Yes. And who all lived in that apartment with you and Mr. White? All of my children, Mr. White, except because he wasn't born yet? Correct. Miss Smith, I want to show you what's been omitted. Can you tell us if you recognize this? Yes. Okay, what is this? It's a layout or blueprint of the apartment. I want to ask a few questions about how many bedrooms are in the apartment. 3. Okay, and does it have a master bedroom? Who sleeps in the master bedroom right now? Me. Uh, okay. Have you slept in there the whole time you lived in the apartment? Okay. And where's your bedroom before? It was in the middle room. And so were you saying the middle bedroom? Yes, the bottom right, right at the master bedroom. And did you have that bedroom alone or did anyone sleep in there with you? No, it was Rashad White. He slept in there. Okay. And then was anybody sleeping in the master bedroom? No. It was like empty. What was the room for? Like storage, clothes, storage. Okay, and then the last bedroom, the top right. Who slept in there? Dariah and the boys and Minor. They all were in the back room. Okay. I was still trying to get settled in. So he was kind of like while you stayed in the process of moving in. Okay. Let me see. When he was born in 2019, Zaza, what did you observe about Mr. White's role as a father to Zaza? Can you elaborate? Um, Did you see Mr. White do anything as a father for him? I mean, I guess sometimes. Okay, like he did. Did he change diapers? Did he play with him? No, he would. No, no, he never. Okay, changed diapers. I think one time, and I was right there with him when he changed it. Okay, other than that, no. Did Mr. White develop a relationship with your other children? Yes. And what did you observe about those relationships? My son was the youngest son really Ochayo, he was kind of just scared of him. He was going with the flow. Minor was just going with the flow. Dariah, she didn't like him at all. And Mr. White has something that he wanted your kids to call him. Yes, Pops. Okay, did you ever see Mr. White spending time with your kids? Yes. What kind of things would they do together? I mean, really, it was always in the household. I mean, like he wrestled a lot with Ochaya and Minor, not really much more than that. Okay, all right. And then were there ever times when, to your knowledge, Mr. White would be alone with any of your kids? Yes, I guess when I would go to the barbecue grill or to the mailbox. Where is the grill? Is it next to the pool in the front office by the or and the front office by the front office of the apartment complex? Yes. And then what about the mailbox? That's right there by the door or the front office. Okay. How far is the front office from your apartment? Let's see. It's not far, but it's kind of like a little distance, maybe like a 2-minute walk. At some point, did you and Mr. Rashad, at some point, did you and Mr. Rashad break up? Yes. Okay, and did Mr. White move out of the apartment? Yes. Was it before or after the breakup? It was after. After you broke up with Mr. White, ever come back to your apartment? No. Do you remember when that was about that he moved out? It was October 30th. Okay. Do you remember what year? 2020. Okay. How do you know it was October 30th? Because my grandmother passed on October 31st, 2019. So I remember just going through thinking about her at that time. So he left that day. Okay, October the next year, October 30th of 2020, like this was the 1 year of her passing. Yes. When was the last time that Mr. White was inside your apartment? October 30th. Okay, of 2020, correct? And did you and Mr. White stay in contact at all after the breakup? Maybe I want to say like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks tops. That's how y'all would contact. How would y'all contact each other at that point? It would be phone or text. That was it. So with your son Zaza, is Mr. White listed on the birth certificate as the father? Yes. And to your knowledge, did Mr. White ever legitimize or get any parental rights for Zaza? No. After you moved out of the apartment, did Mr. White ever pay child support for Zaza? No. Now, around Mother's Day in 2021, when you were contacted by Mr. White, yes, by his mom? Yes. So, what was the nature of the contact? She was basically letting me know that she was coming into town and she wanted to see her grandson. She was coming in for Mother's Day. Do you know around where she was coming from? Chicago. Okay. And did you agree that Zaza could go and see her? Yeah, I felt like I could be comfortable with knowing that she was there and that that she could that he could go. Okay. And did Mr. White send any money around that time? That day, that day that him and his mother came to pick him up. Yes. Pick up Zaza. So y'all had already made some arrangement before he sent you the money? Yes. Okay, and did Mr. White come to pick up Zaza there? Yes, and his mother, he was with his mother. Yes. Was it just them or do you remember anyone else with them? They pulled up in a car, somebody in the car, I didn't really see them. And you said it was on that day Mr. White sent you money. Yes. Was it before they got to your house or after? Do you remember? It was, we keep trying to make shit go down. It was when they got to the house. Okay, so did y'all discuss the money as part of the deal for him getting Zaza or were you comfortable letting Zaza go anyway? Okay, so the money didn't have anything to do with Zaza. It was never like that. Actually, he received an income tax check from my company. I let him know that it was there. So when he got his check or I told him it was there, he was like, I'm going to drive you this for Zaza. And it has nothing to do with the visit or anything like that. Okay, it was child support. Okay, and when you say he was in it, it was Rashad's income tax came to your house, to your address. Correct. Okay, so how much money did Rashad send you? 2,000. Okay. And how did he send that to you? Cash App. And what is Cash App? It's a financial institution where you can get money. Okay. Can you send it? Can you send to or can request money? Is that like something on your phone? Yes, it's an app. Okay. Did you and Mr. White have an agreement for Zaza would go there? Would go with him? Yes. And where was that? Back to the house, wherever that was. Did you know where his house was? No. Okay, I didn't know, but I just figured it was cool because his mother was there. Okay, we just gonna stop right here.
Mhm.
We just gonna pick apart this part because
Mhm.
it's just making my head hurt right now.
Ah.
So for one, right here, she basically is saying that she was just gonna let him go.
Mhm.
Mind you, all these allegations, all this shit going on. Mind you, your daughter, quote unquote, had this alleged incident happen to her.
Mhm.
You're still gonna allow her. You're still gonna allow her to go with Rashad, or you still gonna allow? Excuse me. You're gonna still allow Zaza to go with Rashad.
Mhm.
And on top of that, you say you did not know where they were going.
Right.
You did not have an
You didn't have
address.
a
That's
clue.
crazy to me. As a
So
mother,
you
how
felt
are you accepting him
comfortable
going
enough
there?
to.
How are you accepting him going there? You don't even have an address. You don't even know where he's bringing your child. And he just did this fucking horrendous thing to your other one. Come on now. Let's make this make sense. Cause this shit ain't making sense, y'all. As y'all can
Yeah,
see,
it's definitely
as
not
we're
adding up.
reading this, the lies are getting exposed. It's not that hard. Motherfuckers been told too many lies, so all their lies on
Yeah.
just unfolding.
Page
Yeah.
139.
I'm on 142 got.
Line 5. They asked,
Oh, you talking
no,
about
I'm
on 139?
saying I'm pointing something out. They asked if he ever paid child support. She
Mm-hmm.
says, yeah, she says no.
Mm-hmm.
Then on page 141, line 11, she's saying that $2,000 was child support payment.
Was for child support. But how
She
can you
lies
pay child
that
support
fast.
if he's not on a birth certificate?
She lies that fast, and it wasn't a child support payment for one.
He's not on a birth
How is it
certificate.
child support if it's not court ordered?
Right.
Let's
And
talk about that.
it wouldn't be
It's
court
not
ordered
even
because
court
it's
ordered.
not on a birth certificate. So how can you even match up that
It
in the
couldn't
court
be court
while
ordered.
the court, you know what I'm saying? If that's
Mm-hmm.
his son, so it wouldn't be for child support. So that's a lie right
So,
there.
but yeah, basically the moral of that story is he didn't have to pay her that money, and he did.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
all
then
that
she
is.
And
tried to
he
make
was
sense.
still comfortable enough with Rashad to let, you know, Zaza go with
That's what
him,
I'm
even though
saying.
that's his son, but this is allegedly after that happened, you
This
know?
incident happened with your
Yeah.
other child. Come on now. What mother in their right mind is going to do that? Like, who is going to allow that? If this really happened
Mm-hmm.
to your child, you're not going to allow your other child to go with them, regardless if that's the child's father or not.
Mm-hmm.
One more thing too, they did a poor job at trying to make his character look crazy, because in the beginning
I was
she
going to talk
says
about
that
that.
he
Go
just
ahead.
he just moved in. He just moved into the house
Right.
before a romantic relationship, without an invite, without permission.
Mm-hmm.
But in that same in the same transcripts here, she says that when they broke up, he left and never returned.
Yeah.
Those are two ends of the spectrum. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if you're following what I'm saying, but you telling me
Well,
this man
first she
was
said he moved
so
in with,
crazy and so strange to just move himself into your home, and
y'all didn't have
even
no
upon you
romantic
asking him to
Right.
leave, he
relationship.
didn't leave. But all of a sudden,
But then you
he has
said
sense
y'all
enough to leave
did.
and not come back when the relationship is over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It don't make sense.
She says, "Well, child was scared around Rashad."
Down to that. Yeah, you said
Mm.
all your kids felt uncomfortable or weird, but you allowed this man to move into your house.
Yeah.
That don't even fucking make sense. It's not adding up, my nigga. Let's be for real. This shit ain't adding up. You
Right.
feel
She's full of shit.
me?
It don't make sense. Okay.
All the shit she's saying is not making sense at all. You can't recall shit. You keep saying you forget.
Right.
You don't know for sure. It's it's giving the same as the minor. Baby, she was coached by her.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this lady can't
Well,
keep
she
up with
can't
her
keep up
lies
with
though.
her. I was about
Yeah,
to
it's
say
all
that.
Yeah.
unraveling.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a
Exactly.
mother myself, I know there's no way that I'm about to allow my kid to go after this quote unquote allegation that happened to my other child. I don't give a fuck if that's the father of the child or not. I would
Mm-hmm.
never, absolutely not put my child in danger that way, because
Mm-hmm.
that's putting your child in harm's way,
Not
right?
only
Am I
that,
am
you
I
don't
making
even know where
sense?
he's going.
Right. You don't even have an address. You don't have an address, and then supposedly this man did all this to your other child. So you don't have an address. You
Mm-hmm.
feel comfortable enough to just
So
not even
right.
have an address?
So that
Be
should
With
fucking for
another
real.
explain something right there.
unidentified person in the vehicle as well. She's just